So this is a fantastic device. It's totally worth it if you're doing more than a few videos. I don't have a number in mind, but if you're cutting at least more than 10, 20 videos per month, this is a fantastic device. So right now I have just finished like a 1-month anniversary on my speed editor, and it's right over here. I have it right over here. It is such a cool device. I must admit, it's really, really wicked. I don't even know how I lived without it. So the 3 things that I like about it. First thing is the size of it. It's portable. That means it's really very small. As you can look at it, it's really, really small. There you go. I can just put this in my bag and take it anywhere, and I can make it work because it's Bluetooth. You could use wires, of course, but there's no wires needed. It is Bluetooth. There is no latency at all. So as you touch it, it will actually work on your screen instantly, which is really, really super. And in editing, those of you who are good knowledge on editing, you know that latency is a very big. The first thing is the portability of it. I mean, I really like the fact that I can just throw this in my bag and just take it and go without having to worry about anything. The battery is fantastic, so it really holds the battery pretty well. I mean, I charged this, I think like a couple of weeks ago. The battery is really nice, which is really fantastic. So the second thing that I really like about it is the jog wheel, because full disclosure, I have never seen this thing in operation. So when I first got it, the first thing I tried was the jog wheel, which I thought was so cool. It was just totally fantastic. I mean, it's ball bearing, it's metal weighted, and it really spins. Like, you remember those fidget spinners as kids used to play with? I think a couple of years ago, it was very popular. It was like everywhere, even had like lights on it. This thing actually reminds me of that, which I think is really, really cool. I must admit that I probably bought this device because of the jog wheel, because in editing, you guys know that it's not about frames or about anything. It's more about emotion, it's more about feel, and the jog wheel allows you to like look at your video footage and try to pick the exact moment that you want to cut to, or the exact moment you want to cut from. Most of these buttons you probably will not use, which is fine as long as you are actually using a lot of it, so that way you can make some really fast edits and you can really make your drafts pretty fast and all that. Then I think this is pretty much a fantastic device. Now let's talk about 3 things that maybe I don't like about it. As a Christmas gift, maybe Davinci will probably include those 3 things for all of us so that we can actually enjoy this device a lot more. The first thing is, this device is made by Davinci Resolve. It is made for Davinci Resolve software. So you can't really adjust it or readjust it for any other software other than Davinci Resolve. That's it. The keys are fixed. You can't really do anything. You can't change it. There are no free keys. That means like, a key binding where you can actually go into the preference and then change it. Maybe Davinci might change that in the near future. I don't hear anybody talking about it, but I can hear a lot of people where they say, oh my God, I wish Davinci would allow us to have some keys where we can customize it to our own needs. Because remember, the way I edit, the way you edit is totally different. That's what makes it more interesting. So the way I tell a story, the way you tell a story is very different. So this device doesn't give us too much flexibility, but it's kind of okay. I'm fine with it, because when I bought it, I already knew what I was buying. So I did know that this has like 9 multi-cameras type of setup, like for 9 keys for 9 cameras. The maximum I will do is maybe 2 cameras, maybe 3. At my level, I'm not so sure I will shoot this scene using 9 cameras. On this device, it's like I use it only 50% of the buttons, but the main thing is I use the jog wheel, and the jog wheel works even on the edit page, which I'm so happy about, because I really like that. I want to be able to edit in the cut page by going into the emotion of the scene or emotion of the cut. I want to be able to carry that into my edit page so that I can actually do it over there also. Now, the third thing I don't like about it is there is no on-off button to the Davinci Resolve editor. You can't switch it off. Like the moment I turn on Davinci software, and maybe I'm not using the editor, maybe I'm using my keyboard to do something else, maybe the color page or maybe in the audio page, something like that, where I don't really need the editor. I do notice the lights are on. I just keep the editor one side. I'm not using it. I'm just doing everything else. So the battery gets drained for no reason, just because, I'm not using it, but the lights are on. And the other day, what I was doing, I remember this, is it was actually kept in a box. and I had Davinci Resolve on and I was working on it, and I totally forgot that the editor was nearby. So I just said, oh, let me just open the box and take it out, and I noticed the lights were all totally on, and I was like, oh my god, all this time I was doing something and the lights were totally on. So I wish this had some kind of on off button, so that way I could like maybe switch it off when I'm not using it. Anyway, so thank you for joining my little vlog. I just wanted to make a vlog and post it because I was working on something, and I just said, oh, let me just turn on the camera and let me just talk about this thing because it was in my mind. I even wrote some notes over here on my sticky. I know some people have been liking, making some comments. Yes, I have seen your comments, so I will be making those videos for you. So thank you. Keep the comments coming, so that way I can at least make something that is worthwhile to you guys. So thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Davinci, if you're listening, you should just make this jog wheel as a separate device, like a mouse thing, like a device. I'm thinking like everybody will just buy it. They'll probably just buy it and just spin it even if they're not using Davinci.